How you feeling?
Good, man, good. It's supposed to be our day or
Yeah.
Wednesday, and
Yes.
I'm hungry. I haven't ate yet today. It's already supper time. No food, nothing. So we're drinking lunch and drinking supper right now.
There we go.
But yeah, hey, it's great to be live again. Be able to connect with all of our whiskey and real estate fans out there. There's been a lot that's gone on since the last time we've gone live.
Yeah.
We've had a couple episodes. We've done some commercial clips. We've done a lot. But I mean, some of the biggest stuff that we got coming up is we're about in summer. So
Yeah.
you got the swing of the markets. And since we've talked last, I mean, there's been so much development in the market too.
Yeah.
So it's necessary for us to go live.
Okay.
We need it. We'll adjust some times on some of our stuff in the future when we go live. So I know I got a couple friends that are like, "Hey, man, you got to go later in the day so
Yeah.
we can get on and watch and whatnot." So
And we were both super busy this past weekend. We were trying to get a live in there. It's like Friday. No, it started Wednesday. Then we had a short opportunity Friday. Then we tried to force an opportunity that wasn't there Saturday. With
impossible.
What did you have? Many graduations did you have?
Oh man, we had graduations all day long. I can't even tell you how many we were supposed to go to. We didn't hit near what we needed to. But Monique and I were flopping. We got 6 kids between the two of us. So she was at one, I had all the kids, and flip flop, vice versa. And we just closed on a house this last week, and the house we closed on was it was like in foreclosure. We like beat the foreclosure process of this guy, and it was a disaster. Like everything.
I was over here. Okay, nice. You beat it. That's
you
nice.
saw me when I opened the gym door, and I was covered in dirt and everything.
Yeah, it looked like it beat you.
It did. I mean, for 3 days, every free moment we had, we were literally ripping down fences, ripping down chicken fences. We were ripping shelves out of a garage. Like we redid a whole garage. Like from floor to top, we redid a whole inside of a garage, and this is like a 32 by 24 garage, so it's a big shop. And it's part of real estate. You get it's some of the risks you take when you get into some of these foreclosed properties and whatnot. The house is gorgeous. It's going to fit everything that we need. We've lived there for about a year on and off. She's been there. I'm a block away or 2 blocks away, but now that it's officially ours, we can go put the work in and the time in. And one thing with Monica, she is 100% let's go once let's go, and once her mind's set.
No procrastinating, no excuses. Get her done. Yeah, I was a little sad you guys weren't at prom, but if there's anybody that understands how busy we get and how things either come up or it's just I try to tell people a lot of times is I'm late to things because I'm optimistic. I want to get so much done in a day. And I know it's not possible all the time, but like I try to squeeze every minute out of every day that I can. I try to be productive and get stuff done. But with that comes people that it's like, hey, I wish I could have made it or could have been there. You also broke down something I didn't think about, but like graduation season for you, like as a coach, there's a lot of kids that want to see you there. And you can't be there. It can't be more than one place. I've been trying to figure it out for the longest.
Well, and it's just a repeating cycle. Like this is probably my slowest year of graduation. It's kind of like my low in the graduation period, because I'm in between kids, like and especially our own kids. Like my family with my daughter, so Kennedy graduates next year, and my sister has a graduation next year. My other brother has a kid graduating next year, and then it just keeps going for the following years. But this is my 25th year in coaching, and I was doing 7th, 8th grade and middle school for the last 5 years. So now they're all becoming juniors and sophomores and whatnot, where my first 20 years I was coaching varsity. So it was everyone was graduating then.
Yeah.
So now it's kind of like I've had a lull this last year. I mean, and now the kids I coach, their kids are going through, and now the ones that I've recently coached, they got brothers that are graduating. And when we coach, we become a family.
Yeah.
So it's just like, man, it's great. But that's it's part of just giving back to the community and the market of what we do. So. Yeah, I no complaints on it. I love this
Yeah,
time of year,
it's
but
a
it's
celebration. It's busy though.
yeah, it's turning a leaf on a lot of things. So,
Cheers to that.
hmm congratulations to class of 2025.
Yes.
Hmm
Oh man. Speaking of siblings, my brother put me on this forever ago. What are we sipping today? You let them know.
Okay, so today we're coming out with something that I try to stay away from because when you go to the
Yes.
bar, this is like one of the few good whiskeys that are at the bar that you can get because a lot of them they don't carry good whiskeys. So Maker's
Mm.
Mark.
I stay
Uh,
away from it for totally different reasons.
oh
It's
man, I've just drank too much of this throughout my 25 years of drinking
yeah.
whiskey. Yeah, so yeah, handmade since 1953. This is part of that. The Maker's Mark is part of that whiskey tour as well. So,
Mhm.
um, it's probably one of the most well-known whiskeys out there. It's got kind of a sweeter taste to it. It's also cooked into a barrel that's got some fruit smash into it as well. So, I mean, yeah.
It's my absolute least favorite whiskey.
Uh,
Uh every time I'm in Dallas with my brother, they're like, we'll drink this for breakfast. It's coming along with dinner, lunch, brunch. It's just shot o'clock randomly throughout the day.
mhm.
And he goes through like a bottle a day and not even as like an alcoholic or anything, just a casual drinker. Like it does nothing to him. And for me, I'm like a kid that's like, every shot, every sip.
Mm,
I can't with makers. Like it is 1 out of 5 for me.
mhm.
I guess is it an acquired taste or like
I guess I get down with Makers. I do like Makers. It just every time I drink it, I feel hangover because that's usually the outcome.
hmm
So yeah, I'm a fan of Makers, especially for it's a poor man's whiskey. So
okay,
it,
okay.
it is definitely a poor man's whiskey. I mean, it's the higher end. It's not Jack Daniels, but
Yeah,
it is above. It is definitely above that. It's in between the Woodford and the Jack. Um,
it's rough.
hey, to each their own because a lot of people love this stuff, and I'm one of them that do enjoy it.
Yeah.
So, Tone, we've been talking about, we talk about family and we talk
Mhm.
about leadership and we talk about everything that's going on with the world today.
Yeah.
And it's funny you bring your brother into the equation. I mean,
Mm.
my brother, congratulations, Zach just had one of his kids graduate this last
That's
weekend.
awesome.
So it's like, man, how old do I feel? Um,
Right?
but then you get into it. Manika just had her nephew graduate.
Yeah.
Deshaun graduated this weekend. Keyshawn graduates in 2 weeks. I mean 2 years. So I mean it's just it's insane how fast time goes.
Yeah.
And then you get into thinking about the last 5 years of real estate and last 5 years of the economy and five
Mhm.
years of the leadership in the United States and so on and so forth. And there's been a big deal that's been going on this last basically the last 2 weeks that is really going to affect our market. Right now, the real estate market, and this is bridges into what's going on in the real estate market. We talk about the market's kind of a stagnant place right now.
Yeah.
So as of today, there was like 350 some odd residential properties on the market in Cedar Rapids. There was just a little bit over 1,000 properties on the market from in our Cedar Rapids MLS.
Mhm.
To put that in perspective, in Cedar Rapids, there's 350 some odd properties on the market today. There's around 500 realtors in Cedar Rapids.
More agents
Yep.
than houses.
Scary part of it is there was 487 commercial properties on the market. So when there's more commercial on the market than there is residential on the market, that is scary.
Yeah. You got a
Um,
place to work and not a place to live.
well, and that just also tells you that the small businesses are hurting
Yeah.
because a lot of their fronts and their leases are coming up and they're not renewing them, and so these houses are going out there. So what they're working on as of today, they released to a lot of banks that this might be the first year that we see values of homes go down.
Mm.
I don't think Iowa is going to get hit or the Midwest is going to get hit, but they said there was I think 27 states that were looking into seeing what they could do to lower values of homes. Florida's the main main one. Basically when we went into recession in 2000, 2008 to 2012, the big markets that got hit were Arizona, Vegas, Florida, Texas, California. I mean, that's where market went super high, values went super high, and then recession hit, and boom, they all smacked, and people lost like $200,000 worth of value in their property, and they all left.
Oh,
and everyone's like, why? Why is this now happening? Well, let's just go off your first time home buyer. Average family income is a dual family income. Average nationwide is like around 115,000 dual. Average sale price of a house in the United States, not Iowa. This is we're gonna lead into Iowa off this.
Need this.
Average sale price of a first time home buyer house is 415,000.
What?
Yeah.
What?
The math doesn't math now when you got 6.25% rates and whatever not. So the only way to justify what's going on is they got to find a way for values to come back down. And but with that, rates should come down too, because they want to stimulate the economy. And so
we always talk about ripples, and I'm just seeing just off of what these numbers you're throwing out, like let's say a $450,000 house goes down to $200,000 in value. How does that affect the workers, everything?
So it's not affecting the workers itself. What it'll affect is the homeowners. So if you're in a house and told you buy this house for 400,000 and someone comes to your doorstep, and they're saying it's supposed to be like an 8 to 10% decrease in value in these areas, these certain areas that they're talking about.
Okay.
So whatever that dollar amount pertains to, maybe it's 40,000, maybe it's 80,000, whatever, so on and so forth. But let's just say you bought a house at 400,000 and someone walks up to your doorstep and says, you know what, the value of your property now is 300. Do you want to be in that house? Do you want to be paying on a $400,000 house when your property's only worth 300,000? No, that's why they were just turning keys over.
But
and walking
you don't
want to
sell it for.
Don't want to take a loss. It's still home.
What do you do?
It's your forever home is what you're doing. I mean, there's so many different things.
Well, guess we're not going anywhere.
So, I mean, that is going to be a ripple effect in those markets. There's either going to be a lot of people turning keys over, or there's going to be, nothing coming up for sale because of values of where they're at. The people that are selling are going to be the ones that have to sell. So going off what's going on in the market too. So, I mean, it's all crazy how this turns.
Yeah, your value drops, but your payment isn't going to change.
No, it has no effect on the current loan you have.
Yeah, because you still bought it for.
Well, and in fact, if I was a loan officer, I'd be shitting my pants, because I remember I was a previous banker. So if I was loaning against a property on my books, it says I was at 80% loan to value. When I did this, I did everything by the book. Now, when it comes to committee, or let's just say you're on a 5-year ARM or something like that, and they go and the value is now below what you loaned against.
Yeah.
And now you have no choice but to call that loan due, or call that homeowner and say, you need to come up with $40,000 more. I mean, that is the realization of what has to happen,
because your debt to ratio is not where it's supposed to be.
Well, your loan to value, your loan to value is not where it's supposed to be. So that's a ripple effect of that stuff. So that's a ripple. But let's talk about a positive ripple. So
is there one?
There is. It's coming. It is definitely coming. Okay. So with the positive ripple, Trump was over in the Middle East this last month. Spent, brought in close to what, 8 to 9 trillion new dollars of deals back to the United States.
Okay.
That
much needed.
Yep. Over the next 2 years, we're going to see a huge benefit from it.
Yeah.
With that, I mean, heck, I think it was Saudi Arabia and Iran and, oh man, I'm drawing a blank of the other place that he was at, that they came to an agreement, and they agreed to buy like 211 Boeing planes, which comes out to be billions of dollars, a couple $1 billion right there. And it's getting made in America, which is creating like 200,000 new jobs.
Nice.
And a lot of the stuff that Saudi Arabia in the Middle East that they're creating these peace agreements with. They're also reinforcing, putting money back into the United States. If you look at how much over, let's just say like the last 3 presidents of how much new money they brought back into the United States from foreign countries, I mean, you're talking maybe $1 trillion. Where Trump in 100 days have brought 11 million,
right,
or 11 trillion. So that is going to have a huge effect, and I can't even tell you how many jobs that's going to have an effect on. And then here he goes after Apple and throws a tariff on them and says, quit making everything overseas. And if you don't, well, I'm going to tariff you and no one's going to buy your stuff.
Yeah.
Unless it's made in America.
I see the 17 is starting at $2,500.
Man.
These are the same damn phones.
Yeah.
Since if anything, they take stuff away every year. Yes, the camera gets better, but I mean, I'm actually shooting music videos with it, but like that's not the average consumer.
But again, this is, some of the ripple effects that are out there. I mean, now we got a lot of people playing real fair with us compared to where they were 100 days ago, which is awesome. But he's still, he's still playing some hardball out there, and it's necessary in some areas.
Yeah,
it's absolutely necessary in some areas. I never thought he would go after American companies and put some tariffs on them that are going outside, like what he did to John Deere and what he's doing to Apple. And he's like,
okay, what's the John Deere situation?
Well, John Deere decided to lay off a bunch of people in the United States and move some of their plants to Mexico.
How long ago was that?
This last year.
And
when he got elected, this was right before the elections. Yeah, guess what? You go ahead and move your plants to Mexico, but everything you sell back, it's got a tariff on it. So I mean, but he you also are going to start seeing the effects of with the war in Ukraine and Russia situation. Mm-hmm. Putin's lost his damn mind, and Putin is just blowing they just had the largest missile attack this last week in Ukraine that they've had since, and Trump's made it very clear to him, like, none of this stuff. If you did, not only are we going to take it, we're going to give Ukraine everything they want to blow the shit out of you.
Yeah.
We're also going to tariff all your gas and whatever not in Russia. Yeah. So it's going to be really interesting on how that all has an effect. There's so much good that's been going on with the presidents, in the leadership, but there's also that with what's going on, and that a spade is being called a spade, and let's make this a fair trade world and whatnot, and make it true, honest, free trade.
Yeah.
The economy doesn't know how to handle this yet.
No.
So everyone's like on the edge. Like, I am dealing with probably 55 buyers that are just sitting on the fence, that are just waiting to see what happens. But with that many properties on the market right now, or that I should say, with not having many properties on the market right now, you have to go right now. You have to make a move when the right property comes up, because you don't know when the next one's going to come. So,
but with these price drops coming in, like, should we be waiting on that to see if that's going to affect us here?
I don't think Iowa is going to get affected. So the average sale price, so keep in mind, average sale price nationwide is $415,000. Right. Average sale price Iowa is like $215, something like that.
Yep.
I mean, don't quote me on that, but it's right in that 200,000s.
Yeah. So I mean, 20 G's is something, but it's not as big as 40 to 80, which is the average.
But rates are going to go down. They will go down. I have no doubt in my mind. I'm still betting on it. I mean, we've seen a little trickle of it going down. We've seen gas prices go down. We've seen a lot of positive that's coming out of what's going down. It's just being patient with it, and everyone's trying to be patient right now. When you really, if you're looking for a house, you can't be patient because
slim pickings.
It's slim pickings. It is. It is. And here's the thing. You all that want to buy a house out there and want to become a homeowner, but don't want to go through the processes, you're not going to become a homeowner right now.
Yeah.
Because you're going to go out and you're going to convince your realtor, even though you're not pre-approved, to go show you 3 or 4 houses.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to want to make an offer on that house. That house is already going to be gone by the time you want to make an offer because you didn't go through the pre-approval process. You're not ready. And those sellers aren't even looking at offers right now. unless you are pre-approved.
Yeah.
So they're like, hey, just, you know what? I'm going to go to the bank on Tuesday. I'm going to get pre-approved there. Let's just write this offer now. As a realtor, we have to write that offer. But as a realtor, we also have to educate you that there may be multiple offers on this property and you do not have financing secured yet. So we have to let them know you're not pre-approved. And with that being said, that sellers aren't likely to even entertain what you got going on, right?
So, what's percentage wise like of deals that still go through even when you make an offer and it's not pre-approved?
I can't even. Oh, that aren't pre-approved?
Yeah,
none. I mean, they're none. I mean,
are they wasting your time?
Realtors out there, I hope you're watching live. I would like you guys to answer that question because I bet you're going to say if you're not pre-approved, we probably shouldn't be seeing houses. Because I'm telling you right now, the sellers on the other side, they're not entertaining those offers.
Yeah.
They're not because you don't have your banking secured. Now, if you're brightening it as a cash deal, it's completely different.
Oh.
Cash deals, they're just going to say, okay, within 24 hours, show us proof of income. Or show us proof of funds, something like that. So I mean, there is options out there, but again, it's
you're just like, I want to buy a house, but I didn't go through any of the steps. Hey, Lucas, you can show me a few places, like,
and it's messed up because by law and by ethics, we have to write that offer. We already know the outcome, but we have to still draw that offer up.
What a waste!
But you know, and it's crazy because we tell our people, and as a realtor, like our number one thing is to protect the public.
Yeah.
And so we have to inform our client that, you know, this is the steps, this is what needs to go.
Yeah.
But with that being said, we also have to, you know, we got a fiduciary duty. We have to do it. We're at their mercy too.
Well, what's really cool, and hopefully we get Jim on someday, but I know Jim walked me through my first purchase of a house, and it was, you know, we didn't even sit down with the realtor till after we got the pre-approval letter. Like, you know, we figured out everything first because that's definitely putting the horse in front of the carrot there. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Well, and I can't tell you how many times I've gave that speech, and, you know, just out of the kindness of the heart, we go out and see that house, and the wife or the husband gets in love with that house, and we leave. And by the time they go to the bank, and by the time they get to the bank and get their pre-approval, the house is already gone.
Yeah.
So
because someone else fell in love just like you did.
Yeah, usually your pre-approval is good for 60 or 90 days, depending on the bank. And so it doesn't mean just because you go through the pre-approval process doesn't mean you need to buy right now.
Right.
It just means you've created the first step. So if you do find something you like, you can make that move.
Yep.
So, I mean, and that's the crucial part to understand is we're not obligated to make you buy anything. We are here at your need when you need us, and we can walk you through. I mean, and clients are tough right now. I mean, they feel the tension in the market.
Yeah.
They feel the uncertainty out there. So, you know, it used to be in my first 10 plus years of doing this, it was, shoot, you know, you might lose maybe 3 to 5 deals a year. Now you're happy to keep 50% of your deals on the board.
Oh, man.
People are looking for reasons to back away. And that's too bad. That's too bad out there because it makes everyone look bad.
Yeah. Well, you were talking about looking at houses without pre-approval, and we had mentioned siblings earlier. Like, we're not gonna spend too much time on siblings, but like, I imagine it'd be like close friends, family. Oh, my brother's a realtor, or you know, something like that. And then you get to look in, but they didn't do the steps. Like, there's always the people like your friends that want to skip the steps. Do you deal with that often, or what do you recommend when it comes to like dealing with family?
So, you know, the steps wise, my friends and family usually follow the steps. Usually,
that's good.
They usually,
I'm sure you've been on them enough.
Yeah, well, and they know how busy I am. So if
that's good, there's that level of respect at least.
It's not just a little bit. There's a little bit. So. It's just a touchy matter on this. So when you get into deal with family and friends, it is the hardest transaction. It's the most difficult one because you care in every transaction you're in, but this is a transaction where it's your blood. I mean, you're pretty much buying this yourself.
Yeah.
So
if it hits the fan, they're gonna look at you. and not just as a realtor, as family.
And you will ruin that relationship if something goes wrong. And usually it's over $1. You know, it's over $1 amount, which is silly. But the thing of it is they look at family and friends look at you as a realtor, and you know it's almost like I don't hold value when it comes to I hold value as my knowledge, and I hold value of I can get you in the door.
Yeah.
But I don't hold any value when it comes to $1. Now I will do everything I can to make sure there's the best deal on the board for my family.
Are you really gonna take commission on?
Yeah, exactly. Now, and keep in mind, you just don't know how to answer some of that questions. It's like, man, I'm already going above and beyond. I'm
actually working harder on this than I do on normal clients.
Oh, I mean, and you're already discounted, but the minute you say discount, they think more. So it's like more can't be more because we still have time, effort, and value. It's like,
and there's other things I could be doing to generate revenue.
I would feel so bad if I was like a brain surgeon and my family came and my friends came to me like, yo, bro, I need some help.
Yeah.
You're going to do this for free? They wouldn't even think about asking that. They wouldn't even think about, no, absolutely not. They wouldn't. But the fact I'm a realtor, hey. Yeah, it's like that contractor. Like, hey, my bro is a contractor. He's gonna come over and do this for free over here. Man,
your brother bad. Your brother been dodging your calls.
Yeah, he's gonna be pissed when he leaves. That brother isn't as a big a brother as you want him to be because you just asked him to do it for free type situation.
Now, what about in reverse when family and close friends go through other realtors? Like, is it a relief for you, or is it like, bro, why would you buy $1 million house from, XYZ who me and them have beef or whatever?
Man, and that's a tough one too, because back in the day I'd fight. I mean, it was
catching hands.
We done.
Cut off.
We're done. But today, after knowing what I know now, it's one of those things that it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's probably better in the long run on some situations. But you got dang right, I'm going to get I told you so. Yeah, I'm definitely going to put my told you so, because the one thing, anyone that knows me is I'm all heart. Yeah. So I'm going to give. I'm going to make sure you're taken care of. Yep. I'm going to go above and beyond for you. When that other realtor ain't doing that, or they're cutting a corner over here, or this, that, and another, that's where I have an issue. That's where I want to step in and be like, yo, come on. Yep. But perception is reality in a lot of people's minds, because I mean, there's some people's perceptions, like other realtors' perceptions, that thinks we might be cutting corners because we go so fast.
Yeah.
Or we don't listen to what they have to say, and this is a majority of what it is. They'll blow us up, and we won't listen to what they got to say on a lot of it, because we already know the right way to do this process, and we're going to get through it.
Yeah.
So again, if family and friends is tough, it's necessary that you have someone you trust that helps represent you through the biggest purchase of your life. Mm-hmm. And keep in mind, when you're a family or a friend and they say they're a realtor, you better make sure they're a good realtor too, though.
Yeah.
Because I have seen many situations, I more times than not, I've seen people use their family or friend as a realtor that is a realtor. That they end up coming back.
Them right there, calling.
Yeah, exactly. And they end
use their Aunt Sally who got their license.
They end up coming back to us because the family and friend didn't know what they were doing as a realtor. So so it's a double-edged sword.
Little family.
And it's tough to turn down referrals, and it's tough to turn down any friends or family, and I probably never will. But there's always that buyer beware type situation.
Yeah.
Both sides. Yep.
And you got an older sister?
Yep, I got an older sister that's 3 years older than me, and then I have 2 younger brothers, and then a half sister that is 18 years in difference of age. So she's just getting into the whole rental, and we've definitely been bouncing back and forth and helping her out through the rental process of how to navigate through landlords and agreements and leases and whatnot. We've had fun over I wouldn't say fun.
Yeah,
but some
fun.
experiences that we've had to navigate through this last couple years just on the renter side. And she's in the Atlanta area, so hopefully we'll get Laurel back to Iowa here sometime soon, and she'd probably actually be a pretty darn good realtor. My 2 brothers are just geniuses. So they're my younger brothers, and they are definitely not Lucas. Like they super smart. And me, I'm the worker, and they're super smart.
brains.
Now they definitely bust their ass too. Give me not. We're all workers, but yeah, they're super smart. My older sister, she's worked for DHS for 25 years, probably something like that. So she's seen it all. Yeah. So but everything that we do has always been for somebody else. So yeah, it's definitely a big open heart family. So you've met Dad. Dad is me. So
yep.
So
who's gonna sell the girls their first house?
They'll represent themselves. I'm sure.
They won't need you.
Yeah,
they
I'm
know
pretty
enough.
sure my daughters will represent themselves. Yeah,
that's awesome.
And they might leave me at home because they probably don't want to hear what I got to say. So, because I will be overprotective on that for sure.
Damn right.
Yeah, you're buying this. This might just be a rental.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But Dad, we really like this. I bet you do. But it's got cracked foundation. It's got this. I will be bad. And you know what? And that's funny that comes up because that is like one of my pet peeves is when I'm working with a 35-year-old man and he walks up with his parents to buy a house, and his parents have nothing to do with this loan, but they at one time or another built a retaining wall, or at one time in their 60 years put in a flower bed and had a leak in their basement at one time, and think they know the fix and the
this is gonna cost
no,
double the price of the house.
It's not. Yeah, and it happens.
Well, my mom said.
Yep, definitely happens.
Oh man,
I lost a lot of deal when family gets involved. A lot of deals. As soon as that buyer brings mom or dad or whoever into the situation, or hey, you know what? I got a friend that's an inspector. I'm bringing them through, and we'll use that inspection. You can't. It's got to be a certified inspector.
Yeah.
So we can't just hire any old guy out there that's a contractor and say, hey, you're an inspector. No, they take these classes, these hired licensed inspectors. We give you options of who you would like to take. And, you know, if you choose one of those, but they're at least licensed inspectors. So you have a leg to stand on when you want to ask the other side if, you know, there is a cracked foundation. This is, boom, we're bringing a licensed contractor to come look at this after the inspector comes. So, but just because Dad thinks this is bad and we should ask for it does not fly.
Right.
It does not fly. Dad is not the inspector. And Dad's opinion that you want to put on a IPI is what they call it. It's an initial inspection request. And when you put that out there and you put on there, all windows need to be replaced because of XYZ, and they're like, well, who did the inspection? They're like, well, my dad came. And they're like, well, is he licensed? Well, no, he's not licensed, but you know, he's owned 5 houses.
He knows a thing or two.
Yeah, it don't count.
Two.
That don't count. It don't
thing or
count.
two. It was only 2 things. Like, come on.
It don't count.
All right, so we talked about doing business with family or siblings, but what about running business with family or significant others? He almost choked.
Probably her right here.
The phone rings right on time every time.
No, it's my daughter.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Then, well, that's it for today, guys. He starts turning stuff off.
Yeah. You know, it's one of those things, like, I would never do it again.
Okay.
Never do it again. Family businesses, God bless you guys, because I can see where it'll separate y'all. It'll throw a mix into it. But I mean, there's a lot to be said to have a family touch on stuff. And I think it's kind of the type of business you're in. But man, there's nothing more trying on a relationship than trying to do business with, and trying to run a business with your family.
Because your love language could be one thing, but business practices, like I'm a completely different person when I'm doing business than the guy I am when I'm hanging out with my little sister or even taking care of my daughters. So are you just the same person in both places for you? Or okay, so
I try, but you can't, because there's so much emotion that one may have, whether it's me or whether it's Monica. We're emotional people, and with the decision I make as a business person and the decision I make as a man is two different things. And she's used to the man decision, and when I'm not listening to everything she has to say on it, because I know it's all emotions. And now you're just like, oh shit. I know I should make this decision because I can't just straight up fire 3 people right now, because it's not legal. I'm going to be in a lawsuit if I do this, but she feels I need to fire 3 people right now.
Oh man, yeah.
I mean, there's a fine line. I mean, it is. I wouldn't change what I have right now, but I wouldn't do it again like that.
Yeah. You've learned, I imagine, so much. And now at this point, you've put in the work to at least get on the same page. You don't want that to just go away. I know I deal with that a lot where it's, my pride or business. And like even the last few days, I've had to apologize for things that I don't feel that I was necessarily wrong, but the person needed to hear this apology. And it's like, if it's just about, me being a man, oh, F that. I didn't do anything wrong. But this will make the situation better. We'll be able to continue to do business and we'll be able to move past it. Like an apology is powerful. And I'm not saying lie when you're not sorry, but a lot of times, even if I don't feel I did anything wrong, I am sorry that you felt that our business transaction didn't go the way you thought it would. I am sorry you had different expectations than what I told you I was offering or giving you, or it's a different turnout than we expected.
Right.
And I think it's just the right thing to do to move forward in business. But I could imagine I've definitely had a few significant others that ain't going for that.
Well, yeah. Man, sorry is the most overused word in the world. I mean, it is.
Right.
It does mean a lot if it's genuine. I use that word. I love using that word when it's necessary, because when I say it, it's usually genuine. I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong, but I am afraid to admit that I'm wrong. It's one of those things that after I
can show you why it was right, but maybe we can move along.
It's like one of the things that I'm working on right now is like, it's okay. Yeah. It's okay to admit that I was wrong. I don't need
take the L. It's the baby L. It's lowercase.
But
the win is on the way.
Like, I can say I'm sorry, but I got to lose the bud after it. Like, but this is the reason. I don't need to justify anything. I need to stop that.
I like having an understanding in case we end up in a similar situation. So I definitely hit people with hey, I am sorry about this. However, I came to this conclusion from these facts. I can understand why you came to a conclusion from different whatever, but this is what I said. This is what that meant. But you came up with something else, so I am sorry about that. But just I have to reach an understanding through the apology.
Well, and keep in mind, when we're in the business we're in, and with real estate, we're dealing with $100,000 purchases.
Biggest purchase of their lives.
Sorry doesn't
Very
go
touchy.
anywhere.
Yeah.
Sorry don't mean shit.
No, they're not trying to hear that.
And when you get into, the property management side, and you're dealing with the retirement fund, and you're dealing with, thousands of their dollars, and you can make one wrong move and cost them 3 months worth of profits, and the margins are very small when you get into some areas, and you can mess that up. Sorry don't mean anything again. Is it fixed? Here's the solution. My bad don't go anywhere in that thing. That's just say, here's what's Here's what's happened. Here's what's going forward.
Yeah.
If you follow with facts and truth and genuine, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
But again, sorry, don't go anywhere in our category when it comes to. I've seen it, man. I've said, hey, man, I am so sorry this happened, and it might not have anything to do with me. It could be that there's a crack in the foundation. I didn't obviously go put that.
Yeah.
And now it's me. I showed him the wrong house.
Yeah.
It's my fault because I showed him the wrong house because there's that crack that you couldn't see behind the paneling in the foundation, and now there's water on the day they closed.
Yeah.
You haven't seen it happen many times. And
have you had people that just don't let up? Like, hey, I'm so sorry that house sold, and they just blame, and there's no real. What do you do to get out of that or de-escalate after sorry doesn't work? And
you can't.
You live there.
You got to take it. I mean, you seriously just got to take it. I mean, we've talked in previous episodes where, I mean, there was a sale from 2016, and it's gone through 2 different people since then, and
it still
came back to me on a property disclosure that I had nothing to do. And the people lived there 2 years prior to purchasing the property, and the owner and them were like close friends, and they're like, man, this ain't me at all. So. Yeah, I mean, there's still things from 2016, 2015, 2018 where people want to call. Roofs are leaking today. You know, we just had some bad wet areas this last month. Oh, roofs are leaking. I'm hearing from 2019. Hey, why didn't you tell me this roof was? I mean, it's 2019. It's been 6 years.
Why you ain't say that?
Yeah, you've had a derecho. You've had hailstorms. Like, are you serious? This is not I.
Yeah.
I mean. Hey, we got an egress window that's leaking. Well, that egress window's been there 19 years.
Yeah.
It wasn't leaking when you bought it. And you've been there 9 years.
Oh, man.
And it's crazy. You know, someone's always looking to blame something for everyone. And keep in mind, what we talk about is the 2 percentile.
Mm-hmm.
The other 98 percentile, everything's smooth, golden. Shake a hand, can't kiss a baby. Yeah, they've already gone through the processes. They're listening. They're doing the right things. Yeah. And the things that stick out in your mind is the 2%. Mm-hmm. So, and in rental properties, people are like, man, I never want to get into rentals. I heard about this. You heard about the 2%.
Yeah.
We manage 400 plus properties.
There's not much conversation about when things happen the way they're supposed to.
Yeah. If you went through our books right now at the property management side, you'll see the same 10 names that appear over and over that cause issues in the property management side. Mm-hmm. That's not counting the 1,200 other tenants we have, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking 10 to 20 people that we have to post every single month out of 400.
Man.
So, I mean, you're dealing with a very small percentile that ruin it for everyone, or that people remember and they base their experiences off it. So what did they say? You know, you can have a positive experience and touch one person, or you can have a negative experience and touch 11.
Yep.
So, it's customer service all day. Customer service all day.
That's insane. Like,
yeah. So, Tone, enlighten us. What's going on in your world right now, man?
Oh man, great things coming up. Got Iowa Summer Jam, June 14th. Hope you're there. We've got over 30 different artists from all throughout the state. So many new artists over the last. We've been doing it. This is our 8th one, so 7 years in a row. We took a big break in between when me and Chuck were running it back in the day. So this is our 7th one in a row, and I feel like this one has a almost completely new lineup with the exception of like 5 different artists. But we've got more bands. We've got a lot more rock. I'm really excited about Gravecore. Do you remember them at the Music Awards? They wear the face paint and everything. So they're going to be a part of this year's. It's going to be fun, big. I got to DJ at the venue for Tony Remedi's tour just a couple weeks ago. I've been having these crazy weeks. I had 7 gigs last week. Yeah, I think this year is probably my last year of doing like events. Like I might still keep the Summer Jam and the Music Awards, but yeah, 7 last week was pretty insane.
That's crazy.
Wearing a lot of hats, but I am having fun. I can't deny that. I enjoy bringing people together, whether it's a small crowd of 10, 15 people to, Thursday, I think they had close to 500 people that I got to play for. So there's no party too small, no event too big. It's always a good time. We vibe, and I think this year's going to be the best year. Summer Jam. We got the music awards locked in. It's going to be in Burlington, November 9th. So I'll be getting you that date.
Is that at the casino?
It is at the auditorium down the road and sponsored by the casino. So
gotcha.
We're gonna have some cool stuff that we'll be announcing for that. So I think in June I mentioned Kalamazoo, Dayton.
How was Portland?
Portland was crazy. Have we not talked about Portland?
We have not talked about
Portland.
Portland.
My God, we haven't potted it so long. It was everything you said it was gonna be. I saw things.
Next podcast.
I saw things. Yeah. Next episode we'll get into it.
Everything I told you about.
Yeah, that was the best fair warning I've ever gotten, because if I just went there blind, just this guy from Iowa, man. So yeah, Portland was crazy. We'll get into that. Make sure you guys, if you're watching live, you're liking, following, subscribing. We're on all podcast platforms. Website's just been updated to make things even easier to find and access. We're looking for new guests. We want to bring. Are we gonna get Tall Balls in?
We'll get him.
What's the reason behind the name? Do we wait on the episode? I think we need to.
So his name, it's Blake Anderson.
Okay,
and been a great friend of mine for a long time.
Okay.
He's 6'10".
Okay.
He's 6'10". So that is exactly.
I had to get a reason behind why I'm addressing another man.
Yes, he's 6'10".
Got it. Yep. Self-explanatory.
Play power forward at UNI. Yeah, he's a great dude.
Yeah. Hopefully we get Jim in.
Yep.
He's got a lot of important stuff to talk about. I wouldn't mind Tequila Bob coming back.
Ran into Tequila Bob at Casey's.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Casey's. But yeah, I ran into Tequila Bob, and I'm like, man, where you been?
Right.
You stood us up like 5 times.
Dude, he's like hanging out with Snoop, and he's in Long Beach, and he's filming, and he's all over the place. Like, shout out to Tequila Bob. Like, he's awesome. So
yeah, he said we just got to set it up. This is his last busy week, and then he's ready to go.
All right. So we're gonna have a lot of fun this season. We took a nice little 2-week break, 3 weeks maybe.
Yeah, 2 week. Yeah,
we've been busy.
It's been nuts.
It's nonstop. So Lucas, I'm gonna let you get to it because your phone's been ringing off the chain. We'll be back next week, and we got to keep going. We got to keep it going. We'll be dropping more commercials. You'll be seeing more ads. So again, like, follow, subscribe, and suggest a whiskey, suggest a guest, and we'll keep you guys up to date with today's market and what's good with the whiskey.
Yeah, and always be house shopping.